Alright, going to do another video on brining a bird. The last time I didn't really show you how to do it. So this time I'm going to show you how to do it. I just showed you the aftermath last time. I got a cooler here. You can see it's just a little bit bigger than an average size turkey. That's perfect. Turkey is frozen solid out of the freezer. I brine them for 48 hours with a quarter cup of salt for 2 liters of water. And typically in a cooler like this, it will hold fridge temperatures for that period of time, for 48 hours. But after 24 hours you want to start monitoring the temperature with a thermometer, and I'll show you that in a bit. Just to make sure you're keeping it at or below fridge temperature. So basically just throw it in the cooler, take a knife and cut the packaging off. It's still got the guts inside there. We take those out at the end and cook them. And I'll show you as we're filling it up with brine. You just measure. I measure 2 liters of water at a time with a quarter cup of salt. Pour it in, and just until it floats the bird, and that's how much water you use, and you're done. That's about it. There he is, out of the package. It's just pretty much going end to end, so that's a 7.25 kilo or 16 pound bird. You wouldn't want it much bigger than that for this cooler. You might get another pound in there or something like that, and then you're going to need a bigger cooler. So we're going to start mixing some brine. Like I said, 2 liters at a time, and we'll show you how it goes. Alright, so I just got one of these plastic jugs with a handle on it. It's a little bit bigger than 2 liters. There's a quarter cup of salt in there. I just do the salt and water at first. You can do a heavy brine, which is 3/4 of a cup of salt, but you really want to be careful with that. With a light brine like this, you can leave it in there as long as several days and it won't oversalt the meat. That's why I like doing a light brine. If you want to do it quicker, you can, and you have a pre-thawed bird, you could do like 3/4 of a cup and leave it for 6 hours or something like that, and it won't be too salty. But you get a little bit risky at that point because you got to know how long is too long. With a light brine, you don't really have to worry too much about it. Alright, so that's all mixed in. And we take that and just dump it in. And like I said, you just go until you float the bird. You mix another one, you keep mixing them until you float the bird. And then you close the lid. That didn't quite dissolve. That's okay, it will dissolve as things warm up a bit. And we'll keep going. Alright, there's 4 additions, and it's not quite floating. You can see I push down and it doesn't go anywhere. When it floats, it sticks up above the, it'll still float above the water level, kind of like an iceberg, I guess you would say. So I'm about to add the 5th one right now, and I'm pretty sure this one's going to float it. I'm just mixing it up down there. So let's see how it goes. It's mixed, and there, you can see it's floating now. And you only need to add just enough. There, I push it down and it goes somewhere. I can add the rest of that. That was about 2/3 of the 2 liters. I can add the rest of it, it doesn't matter. If you really want to be anally retentive, every 6 hours or so you can roll it over so that it's getting evenly brined on both sides, because there's always going to be a little bit sticking up above there. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. Depends on how retentive I want to be. So now you're going to grind some pepper. I'll show you that in a second. I'll probably toss in some thyme in there too. I think thyme goes well with pretty much anything. Okay, there is about a teaspoon of fresh ground pepper, and I'll give it a stir with my stick there. I've only got 2 hands here. Fresh ground pepper in there. Alright, let me just stir that in. It'll make its own way in anyway, it doesn't matter too much. Now I want to get some greenage. So then we got about a tablespoon of dried thyme. Like I said, I think thyme goes with anything, personally. Just get that wet. There we go. And that's good. I just close her down and leave it that way for 48 hours. But after 24, you basically just take a thermometer and stick it in the water. And the water temperature after 24 hours, the water temperature will be an accurate temperature for basically the whole thing. And keep monitoring that water temperature to make sure it doesn't come too high. And Bob's your uncle. Alright, let's check her out. I got my thermometer on here. It's about 20 hours in now. And basically, at this point, you just measure the temperature of the water. And 40 degrees Fahrenheit is fridge temperature or lower. That's about 4.4 Celsius. So you can see we're still well within fridge temperature range. The temperature in the bird right now will be a little bit colder than that. So like I said, you can, with a fully frozen bird about that size, 48 hours and you're still going to stay at fridge temperatures. So just keep monitoring it after the first 24 hours. And with the brine mixture that I gave in this video, it's pretty difficult to oversalt it. I've let it go for I think 3 or 4 days one time by mistake, and it wasn't oversalted. So have fun with that and enjoy your turkey.